Thanks for that. My talk's about our Reconciliation Action Plan that it's been developed since 2016, and it's the first for Cleanaway. I too would like to acknowledge the tradition owners, the Gumbaynggirr people who are the tradition owners of the land. I also like to respect and pay my respects to the elders past and present, and also like to extend my respect to other Aboriginal people in the room and non-Aboriginal people that are here today. Cleanaway, we have a mission statement that I helped form together as part of our Reconciliation Action Plan. It's about how we work together in having a sustainable future possible, where it's not for just Cleanaway, but for also the Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples as we work and care for country. It's like the previous two speakers, it's how we look after our country and how we've been doing it for generations. I'd just like to talk about this painting that we commissioned. It's a painting that we got about how we were thinking about what we wanted to put together as a design for our Reconciliation Action Plan. It's about how it's about the person who designed it. She talks about how her country is about the Mother Earth. So this painting here is about how Mother Earth and her children, which is the mothers, look after care for country. So these are all the waterways as part of the country. And actually, this is about how the waterways and how the mothers teach children to look after care for country, as we've done for generations. So, as part of our Reconciliation Action Plan, our CEO and the Managing Director said that this is the first step that Cleanaway is actually doing something that they wanted to be a part of their corporate and social responsibility. It's a journey that he is very proud to be a champion of. He sits on our working group, he champions, he actually is committed to making Cleanaway feel that this is something that it's really dear to him as personally, but also showing that he's providing leadership in what we're wanting to do as part of our Reconciliation Action Plan. As part of our Reconciliation Action Plan, there's three elements that we work through. So there's a respect, there's a relationship, and there's opportunity. So as part of the RAP, we actually look at how we work with tradition owners in respecting country. We actually acknowledge tradition owners when we go to country. Respect, we build that relationship with traditional owners, and with opportunities, we provide them with services that, as a company, we actually help. So one of the things is we actually been showing we get employment opportunities and business opportunities, and help give back to actually country. So one of the relationships is that we focus on building a group. So our group is actually nationally. I manage the whole country, so I have different people in different areas. So when we talk to different traditional owners, we actually go out and build that relationship so we have that sustainable future possible. One of the places that we've been working is in Kalmayami, Aboriginal Shire, which is pretty much in the wetlands and mangrove country. It's out in northern Queensland. The town is elected by Aboriginal people, so it's an Aboriginal community. Just a quick little show you whereabouts it is. So you got Cairns on one part, and on the other side of the Gulf is the actual community. So this community wrote to our CEO and wanting to actually purchase a side lift from us, and they didn't have the actual funding from government. So part of our RAP, I spoke to the CEO and I said, hey, how about we do something different and part of the corporate and social responsibility that how about we donate this actual side lift to this community. This community was actually doing their rubbish every second day, and they actually would drive around the community with a trailer at the back and actually putting their bins on the back and then taking them back. So it actually took them a day and a half to actually do the community and take the actual waste back. So I said, how about we just, donate a side lift that we don't want anymore. So these guys are the workers, and they actually fight over who's going to drive the truck every day. So when they didn't know that I was actually donating this truck, I seen them driving their little car around and checking all the actual wheelie bins on the back, and then when I donated this, they would actually fight every day to actually find out who's actually driving it. So these guys actually also have been looking for help with us as well. So we actually provide assistance with them on their actual landfill. So we're actually teaching them about maintaining compliances, everything to how to run it and manage the landfill to starting to recycle in the place. Our respect is about how we develop through cultural awareness and educating Cleanaway staff about what we should do within the actual Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander community. It's also acknowledging there are different programs or different events that we can be a part of. One of the things that we've actually done, we are actually establishing events where we're providing bins to their non-for-profit organisations in their events during NAIDOC week. So we're actually teaching, during the events, we're actually teaching them about waste management and recycling, and we're actually having those bins and actually showing them what they actually need to be doing. One of the things that we actually do, we have plaques acknowledging traditional owners. So every major site around Australia actually has a site acknowledging traditional owners. This is actually started by very small little things that we were actually doing, but now each morning our toolboxes actually do an acknowledgement to country before safety. So we're actually acknowledging this type of stuff. About opportunities, like I was saying, we actually talk about what kind of opportunities we can provide, whether it's employment, retention and strategies, training, mentoring, programs such as the landfill, teaching them about how we can work with compliances, what we can do through government, and actually help them recycle with their landfills, and also give them opportunities for businesses through supply chain. For example, we look at what kind of services they can provide, not only just waste management, but we're also looking at goods and services, whether it's stationery, and then what kind of stuff in recycling. There's also like an Aboriginal business that does recycling through stationery, so we actually engage that to actually be one of our providers. We actually work with the Cherbourg Aboriginal Mission in Queensland. Cherbourg's, I don't know if you know where Cherbourg is located, 375 k's from Brisbane, which has approximately 2,000 people living on the mission. We actually helped Cherbourg build this small little MRF, which we also provided and donated a baler to this community as well. We actually provided assistance with Cherbourg to actually get this MRF up. We actually helped set up with, provided around about some funding to get 3 employees to be a part of it. So Cherbourg has a subcontracting business to Cleanaway that actually gets around 10,000 tonnes of waste from Noosa. So they actually now take it back to this MRF, then they sort it and recycle it and bale it with our baler that we've actually provided it to them, and then resell it back to Cleanaway. We have a joint venture over in Western Australia, which is with an Aboriginal business. This Aboriginal business is a 100% Aboriginal owned, non-for-profit organisation. The guy who owns the business, he provides service back to community. So he gives back to his own community where he actually comes from. So he has a joint venture with Cleanaway. One of the things was that he likes to have that sustainable, self-sufficient back into the community, provide services as a traditional owner. This is Brian. Brian is the tradition owner for Karajini. So have you heard of Karajini National Park in the Pilbara? This is the guy that is the tradition owner. He quite involved in caring for country and looking after country. Brian is a traditional man from the Neanderthal people. Sorry. Our partnerships in New South Wales, in Dubbo, we have a partnership with the Murrumbidgee Pakri Aboriginal Corporation. This organisation is looking to provide us with some labour hire through our partnership, and actually wanting to become a deposit scheme also as part of the buyback. We're actually looking at working with them at the moment in a partnership and an agreement to actually be their depot in Dubbo. One of the we actually have a traineeship program in place that we've been working with some of the Aboriginal communities. So what I've actually designed this program to actually for unskilled Aboriginal workers. So this is about how we train Aboriginal people in waste management. So we look at what can I do to actually train an Aboriginal person to look after and care for country within the community. So for example, like I keep telling some of our elders, it's about how we look after country. So, you know, they might have a community that's about 40 k's from a sacred site, and there may be a sacred site that's a water hole, and I keep telling them about, hey, what happens in this community if you put, you know, your rubbish back into the landfill? What happens? You could contaminate that sacred site down the road. And what happens to that sacred site? That water hole could be gone, and we could be lost and don't have any of that kind of stuff available. So this is something that I actually got in place to actually work with the tradition owners to actually upskill them so they can have skills to actually become in the waste management, work for Cleanaway, or if not, they'll have skills to actually go and actually do something else. But we're actually looking at opportunities that we can provide as a waste management company. So as we care for country, it's been something that, like my previous speaker's been saying, we've been doing, you know, this for years, and it's something that Cleanaway has the sustainable future possible. It's something that the Aboriginal people always have been doing. That's me.